there's this global population and half of us are going to enter menopause should we be lucky enough to
Yeah.
live that
Yeah.
long. And I don't know the percentage, but many of us are not white.
Yes.
And I I am not um, I think it is long overdue that all kinds of different looking people with different kinds of backgrounds be at the table sharing in the discussion. Everyone has something to contribute. Everyone has something to learn, and it's just overdue. With that said, I also was, because I'm interested in science and sort of how we can improve or worsen our symptoms pertaining to this specifically. Um, I it, I have a slew of genetic predispositions, primarily from my father's side of the family, who is West Indian, and I have known and spoken to and been around many, many women, Black women, who are suffering more for any number of reasons in this season of life. And I wasn't hearing enough about it. So, when I opened a book on nutrition, or in people that I follow on social media platforms who were also talking about perimenopause and menopause, I wasn't hearing that piece of it. I don't have all of the answers, but I think that just having a different face in the room, at the very least, commands that people shift focus even a little bit. Even if it means, having to raise your hand a little louder, or, introducing something into the conversation that maybe, wasn't being spoken about
Yeah.
before. So I felt like, I entered into perimenopause at, I think, 43. It may have been a little sooner. I'm about 9 years in now, and it's a long time. And I know I've come to learn that anywhere from 5 to 10 years is the average. But were my symptoms worse? Are my predispositions, those that are sort of genetically stamped, making this season any more difficult than another? Where are other women who are going through the same thing? All of these things were things that I was thinking about. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do what I can to enter into the conversation and bring it up where I
And
see
I'm
fit.
glad you did. And what I asked that question, and it wasn't meant to be a trick question. It was meant for people
No,
to
no.
hear and understand, why is it so important that, given a similar topic, we bring ourselves to that topic, and we bring all of ourselves, and whatever that means, so that other people who are more similar to us in whatever way, can hear things in a way that they wouldn't have otherwise, can understand things, can relate to
Absolutely.
things in a way that they wouldn't have otherwise. And I think it's important for, again, for the listeners to hear that their point of view matters. It doesn't matter if people, I hear people say all the time, it's a very crowded space, whatever their respective space is. And that may be the case, but there's only one you that brings that point of view to
Exactly.
that,
Exactly.
to that industry, to that conversation, to that whatever. So I wanted you to share with us your why, because I think it helps inform ours. And I loved when you talked about consuming, not just food, but the things that you were doing with your day, the conversations that you were having, the things that you were watching and listening to. I think what a great way to think about consumption and how that impacts us.